All right. Okay. So, guys, welcome to the SDET program, Software Development Engineering in Test. In today's session, we are not going to really talk anything technical. Why I have called you guys here is to basically start the kickoff session. In this session, we will be discussing about how the training is done, right? And I will talk about my profile, how I have trained many students in past, and how they have, changed their job. Right now, almost every one of them, they are into test automation field, and I just wanted to show you how that process is done through this training, right? So what I will do is I will get started with a small introduction of the company and then myself, and then I will ask each and every one of you to basically let us know what you think. I mean, what do you think is the issue with your current career and how hard it is that you are finding in terms of switching a job in manual testing domain, right? So I will get started. All right, there are a few people coming in. Let me just. Hi, Alice. Good morning. Do you hear me? You can unmute and you can talk. Um, Fatima, I'm not able to hear you. If you're talking, Alice, can you talk? I'm not able to hear you. Actually, just a minute. Gagan, can you just talk?
You can hear me, Souvik?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. But Fatima, if you're talking, I am not able to hear you. You have to check your if you have to check your connection, the settings, the audio settings. I'm not able to hear you. Can you just talk one more time? I think she can't
Hello.
hear me. Yeah, I can hear you now, Fatima.
Okay, so with the headphone, I think you can't hear me.
Right, no problem at all. No problem at all. Alice, are you able to hear me? Hi, Alice, are you able to hear me? Let me ask you to unmute. Can you hear me,
Hear me
Alice?
now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Okay.
well.
Sorry
Thank-
about that. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. All right. So what I'm saying here is that today we are just going to go over the training content, the way we arrange the training. I will talk about myself. I want every one of you guys to introduce yourself to the team, and then we will know what is the challenge that you are facing in order to change the job, right? That is what we are going to do in today's session. From next week onwards, we are going to actually uh, start the technical discussion end to end, right? Today is going to be a short call, right? So end-to-end SDET program, software development engineering test. That is the designation that we are trying to aim for. Okay. As a part of SDET profile, you are supposed to be well versed with 5 different topics. One is obviously creating test automation scenarios. That is what you should be well versed with. Secondly, you must be understanding how to implement end-to-end test automation framework. Just a minute. How to implement end-to-end test automation framework. Hi, James. Thank you for joining. I'm just explaining everyone here. Are you able to hear me, by the way? No, I think he can't hear me. He is not in mic. Gagan, can you ask him to be in mic in the chat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Souvik.
If you see anyone who has not joined the mic, just ping them. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so how to implement end-to-end test automation framework is what you should be knowing. There are multiple different types of framework that are used in the industry. It could be mobile application, it could be for web application, it could be for API testing. There are different kind of frameworks that are available for you to understand and you to work with it. Okay, so those are things that you should be learning how to do in terms of SDET profile. Then you have you need to know how to work with version control system, which is going to be your Git. You need to know what are dependency management system, dependency. I'll talk to you about all of them. Dependency management, right? We are covering that with Maven, and which is the industry standard ideally. And then we will need to know how to work with uh, reporting, how to work with Jenkins, and finally Docker. Okay, ideally as a part of SDET profile, these are the topics you must be well versed with. We are actually teaching way beyond this. I mean, just this. So I'm introducing the SDET program to you, and I'll just walk you through how it is done. All right. So I'm just going to quickly clear this drawing, and let's move on. All right. So who is Wisdom QA? All right. Wisdom QA ideally is a very small team. It's just me, who is the founder of Wisdom QA, and I have Gagan. He is a support for me. He lives in India. He's an experienced test automation engineer, and he helps me to kind of create the. Just give me a minute. There are more people coming in. Let me get them onboarded. All right. All right. All right, so guys who have just recently joined, I have started the class at 10 o'clock. From next weekend, please make sure to be in the class at 10 o'clock. Otherwise you will not get the context. Like right now, I'm trying to introduce about Wisdom QA, and then I will go to the level where I will ask you guys to introduce yourself, right? So what I was saying is that Wisdom QA is a very small team. Me is the founder. I have trained so far in last 4.5 years, almost 1,300 students with various different online training companies around the globe. And personally, I have around 12 plus years of test automation lead architect, kind of experience. So that's what my motive is, right? My motive is to ideally train manual testers to become test automation engineers, because you guys have to understand that manual testing is getting obsolete. In future, there won't be any. I mean, right now, if you go right now, even you will see probably some companies they follow a testing team manual testing team, and then there is going to be an automation testing team. Okay, in a company, some of the companies, not all of them. Okay, most of the companies are just trying to hire QA engineers, just QA engineers. There is no segregation between a manual testing team and an automation testing team. There is nothing like that. There are many companies who are following that kind of model, but some of them they do follow manual testing and automation testing as two different entity. But in future, that is not what it will be. In future, we will have only one team, quality engineering team. As a quality engineering team, you must be able to, your job profile will be this. You must be able to write test cases. When I say write test cases, which means your simple manual test cases. You need to then analyze these manual test cases and figure it out of those manual test cases, how many of them can be automated. So ideally, feasibility analysis, analysis is needed for you to convert to ideally judge that all these manual test cases, how many of them can be ideally automated, right? So manual feasibility analysis, then implement automation test cases. I'm talking about a basic QE engineer, a junior QE engineer should be able to do this. Implement automation test cases, right? They should also be well versed with API automation, API automation, as well as they should also be well versed with performance testing. As a QE engineer, quality engineer, in the team, you must be well versed with all these skill set. In future, this is what we will be facing, right? In many companies, they are following the same model. It's sooner the better that you learn about these tools and then get started and learn it all, to get prepared for the future. It's very, very crucial. If you think that you will be happily doing manual testing for another 5 years, then you are so wrong. You need to upskill. That is the only way you're going to survive in manual testing or in testing domain. If you want to switch your domain, if you want to go to something else, for example, you want to learn development, you want to learn your machine learning, even then it is a very good approach to learn test automation first. Why test automation? Because with test automation, you will have the complete understanding of programming. Just not understanding, but the practical experience of programming. To wire your mind, to become a software developer, it takes time. It takes time and experience. Um, okay, I just saw someone joined. Nashwa. Nashwa.
Hi.
Hi, Nashwa. Thank you for joining. I'm just, you're able to see my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just introducing myself to everyone. I'm just trying to let them know about the Wisdom QA company. And then I'll talk about myself, and then I will ask everyone to introduce themselves, because you guys will be a part of the same batch. So that's how I will be like. That's how I will be like starting the class today. There won't be any technical discussion today, Nashwa. We will be starting straight away from tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Next weekend, we will be starting the technical discussion. Today, it's more of like a kickoff session. All right. I'm just trying to
Okay.
set the context for everyone. Right.
Okay.
Thank you. You can go mute, or let me mute you back. All right. So what I'm saying here is that um, it's highly essential for you to upskill. If you want to go for machine learning or some development, I will say you should learn test automation, learn how to ideally write automated scripts or some programming to create your manual test cases to automation test cases. When you do that, you will get that experience of programming from scratch, and then you can take a small transition to development. Because you have to understand something, that when you go for, if suppose you are learning, suppose you are right now, you have manual testing experience of like 5 years, and you think that I will directly be learning programming, like front end development. Okay. And then you learned it. Somehow you learned it. That's good. But how will you convince the employer that you are a good developer? How will you convince that? Because you are right now, until now, you are completely into manual testing. On the other hand, if you are learning automation testing and you can justify your manual testing experience with whatever you are learning with Wisdom QA, then that will be much more understandable or relatable, right? So it is always the right thing to do is, from at least for manual testers, to be into a test automation field, get some experience. I'm not asking for 5 years experience, no. Just be there in the automation testing team for 2 years or so, and then you can rethink, do you want to continue in automation testing or do you want to take up some new challenge? Because you are in IT, you have to keep on learning, you have to keep on upscaling. You want to go for machine learning, you need to know programming. You want to go for development, you need to know programming, right? So this is why I say that get started with something that you can relate to. And then from there, you can again think after 2 years, 3 years down the line, you can again think that, okay, I now have solid experience in programming, and then I can think of doing something more, right? So this is exactly what I was talking about. Um, all right, so let's quickly move on to the next part. Okay, trainer profile, that's me. Probably most of you have already seen me from my LinkedIn profile. Um, Sorry, I have to just reply to this guy. Is having some other mail. Quickly give him something. Um, how do I give him? Uh,
You want the link, Sovik?
yeah. Just a minute. I have the link in my Gmail itself, right? Hold on. Just a sec. Um, I am, working as a test automation lead architect. Ideally, right now I'm working for Citibank, and as you can see that I'm into this training space, which is my passion, ideally. That I kind of, I kind of work 7 days a week, ideally, So Monday to Friday, I work my 9 to 5, and Saturday, Sunday, I train my students, right? And you can see that from last 4 years, I am 4.5 years, 5 years almost, I'm into the training space. So I started my training journey. I didn't know that I'll be able to train people, and some company approached me, and I started training for them. So since then, I am so much into it, and I really like doing what I do, because I really like the really like the you know situation where my students are getting a job and they're sending me mails and then praising me for the training that I've given to them. So I really like that. I like to hear that. Recently, my May batch students, all of them, they are, or not all of them, like most of them, 90% of them, they're all placed, okay, somehow or the other, and I'm really, really happy for them, right? So this is me, ideally. If you have not accepted my profile yet, you can just send me an invitation, right? So that's me. Let me quickly go to my introduction page. All right. So now I'm going to introduce you to my friend and support. He is right now they're in the call. This guy is right here in LinkedIn. Let me, Gagan. Right. So that's him. I don't know why you have like, right. And anyways, so that's Gagan there, and he's into software development in test role for a long time, and he's a very skillful guy. He provides support to my students, right? So I will tell you how it is done, but he's there for you. I mean, we both are there. My voices is still breaking, or it's fine, Alice?
Uh, Earlier it's breaking, now it is fine, Sovik. It's
Okay,
break.
let me do one thing. I will quickly switch from Wi-Fi to LAN so that I don't break. Just a second.
Yeah. Hi, Shavik, Anvesha here. It's
Hi,
breaking
Anvisha.
and then it's coming back to normal, up and
Is it
down.
is it fine
Now,
now?
yeah, now it's clear, but it was,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
What I will do
it's a bit
is,
better, yeah.
yeah, can you guys still hear me? I just switched from Wi-Fi to LAN.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sovik, it is fine now.
yeah, it's
Good,
clear now.
perfect. So that's with Gagan. Gagan, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi everyone. I have around 8 years of experience. I'm doing the test automation in different companies, like creating framework from the scratch and doing end-to-end testing. Let me know whenever you feel any doubts. You can ping me and Sovik anytime, and we will therefore helping you always.
So ideally, this is how it happens, right? I will show you the live demo, but ideally, this is what happens. I will be providing you guys with a calendar for both me and Gagan, and then you can book a slot during the week. You can book a slot with both of us. You can try with Gagan first. If he's super busy, then you can book a slot with me. And whenever you have a roadblock, you know that you have a support who can immediately reach out to you and fix your problem, right? So this is how we are doing it, and I will just show you the next slide so that it can get even clearer. All right, so now I will quickly okay, hi Eric, if you have joined, let me check. Eric, do you hear me?
Hi,
Hi
hi.
Eric,
So,
thank you for joining,
uh,
Eric.
yeah,
Yeah, I have just started. You're a little late. I started at 10 o'clock almost, and then we're just going through the introduction of Wisdom QA. Ideally, today we will be just introducing each other in the class. I'm not really talking anything in terms of technical today. From next week onwards, things will be completely technical. Today it is more or less like introduction and kickoff session. All right.
all right, all right.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in again.
No,
So, who is this course for? Well, the course is basically for 5 different type of individuals. You can be a college graduate. You don't have any experience in IT, like industry level experience in IT, and you want to be a part of like a quality engineering team or testing team. Then you can come to me and you can get started. I start teaching from ground level, right? You don't need to know anything about programming because I get started from like totally ground level, by installing Java in your system. Okay. If you are a functional tester, I get most of the people falling under the second category. Functional tester, they have around 3 to 6 years of experience, or a little bit more than that. And they are facing challenges in terms of switching their job from manual testing to automation testing, or they're trying to be in a better space, okay, because they are understanding that manual testing career is becoming challenging. They're not finding much more options to move into, right? Or maybe they're not happy with the current company and they want to switch, but they cannot switch because there are less options as manual testers. So with that in mind, they come to me. I get most of the people falling under the second category. Then we have some test lead and test managers who are having 10 years plus of experience in QA. They're managing team, but then they have just got a project which is ideally you're leading automation team or something like that. And in order to do that, in order to get into that level, you need to be in test automation. You need to understand how automation work, like from ground zero level, how the framework is implemented, how it is set up, how the estimations are done, everything. As a manager, you need to understand all of it. So you can come to me. There are another group who are into test automation, but they are into basic automation. Probably they can write some test cases for web application, but they don't know how to create a framework, an end-to-end framework. They don't know how to create that, right? So they can also come to me for the test automation training. And obviously, students with career break. I know there are many people who were in manual testing profile earlier, and due to maternity or due to any other reason, they have gone in a break, and they are right now trying to come back to the job, right? So for them as well, this course is absolutely feasible because I will get start with everything new, I mean, from scratch, so that you don't really feel that what there is any gap in your experience, because whatever the gap you have in last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, obviously the tools have changed, the technology have changed, but I'm going to teach you all the modern tools, everything modern, whatever it's something that we are using daily in the current times. I will be teaching you everything. So that is what is this course for. This whom this course is for. All right. I'm pretty sure everyone. So right now in the batch, I have around, how many people? I have around 16, 14 people almost, 15 people almost. So every one of them definitely fall under these 5 categories for sure. Okay. Okay, let's move on and try to understand test automation as a career path, like from where you can go, from what you can do, right? You can get started with a college as a college grad, and generally as a college grad, you can see that you will get a job like a junior QA automation engineer, from there senior QA or a SDET, then to a test lead, and then to a principal QA, something like that is what the structure is. Your salary as a junior automation engineer will be starting around 35 to 40K in Irish standard, and so forth. I have listed down every one of them. Like for functional testers, you can join them as a senior QA automation engineer, depending on the experience you are learning and how well you have picked up my training. You can definitely portray yourself as a senior QA engineer, and you can get started with at least 45K in Irish standard, so on and so forth. I have listed down some of the salaries. Probably it will match to your mindset or maybe not, but this is what I have found from the research I have done in my while I was creating this slide deck. So let's quickly move on to our teaching approach, which is very, very important. You have to understand, how do I do it? Okay. Every week, like this is the first week for us to get started. Every week, you will be given 3 different videos to look through. Okay. I will show you how the videos are, where are the videos and everything. So ideally, let me try to draw and make this understandable. So every week, weekly, 3 videos, 3 videos plus assignments plus assessments. Weekly 3 videos, assignment and assessments. What are assignments? What are assessments? I will let you know. To get this video completed and then complete the assignments, you need to spend at least 10 to 15 hours per week. Okay. I have checked with all my previous batch students. Some of them are working, some of them are not working. I have checked with the guys who are working, who are having 9 to 5 job. Even with that 9 to 5 job, they were able to spend 10 to 15 hours per week in the training. Why 10 to 15 hours is needed? The reason is each and every week, each and every video that I have is at least for 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, at least 1.5 to 2 hours, which you will have to watch. You will probably not get it for the first time. You just repeat it, or you just play some portion of it, and then you learn it well, and then you practice it, and then you complete the assignment. So all in all, it takes around 15 hours to complete the videos that I am giving you, which are absolutely, each video will cover around 2 to 3 different topics, which you have to understand, you have to practice, and you have to complete the assignments that I will be giving you for that particular video. I'm getting some question, and guys, um, am I breaking again, or it's fine?
It's fine, Shavik, now.
Okay, all right,
It's fine.
all right. So guys, if you have any question, whatever I just said, you have a hand in your Zoom. Just raise the hand so that I can answer your question. Right? Please do that. Okay, and just 1 minute. All right, please do that. Now, what am I saying is 1.5 to 2 hours each and every video. It takes around, each and every video will have around 2 to 3 different topics which you have to cover and then complete the assignments, and that's how it goes. Okay, so now once you're done with this particular video, we are going to meet up in the live class. In the live summary class, that is going to be once per weekend. Okay, so for us it's going to be Sunday. Always it's going to be Sunday 10 a.m. GMT, right? This is going to be the time for this particular batch, right? And this cycle will be running for 16 weeks. All right, so you can see I have clearly mentioned. I've mentioned that it's a 4 months course. It's not 80 hours. It's actually 150 hours of course. I have to actually edit that anyways. It's I have altogether recorded session, which are almost 50 recorded session I have, and on top of that the live classes altogether, it is 150 hours of training. So 3 videos live class, we will be meeting up for 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and then I will be enabling you guys again the videos for the next week, and that's how the cycle will run for all through the entire class or entire batch. Okay, now what I will do is I will quickly take you guys to my application, and then I will take it from there. All right, this is the application. I would like to understand in this batch right now, in this session right now, 15 people or 14 people ideally. How many of you have created an account? Just give me a second. Okay, how many of you have created an account or you haven't created an account with Wisdom QA? Please raise your hand. I mean, you can just have the hand sign. If you didn't do it, raise your hand, please. Okay. James said Sindhu. James and Sindhu. Who else do I have here? No one else? Okay, that's good. No problem at all. I see. Eric, did you do it? You have an account, right?
Yes, I have a account in your WhatsApp.
Perfect. Perfect. No, I mean in this, not in the WhatsApp. I mean in this application, you have the account, right? I mean, did you register over
Yes.
here? Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
You need to go to.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
So who didn't do it? Whoever
Oh, Shavik, you are breaking.
didn't do it.
Hello.
You breaking?
Yeah.
Hello.
Can't hear you.
That is okay. 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 Hold on. I don't know why. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second.
It's fine
Just
now.
give me a second. Yeah, I know sometimes
Some issue with the internet, I believe.
the Zoom, right? Yeah. No, there is a weird problem with my Chrome and Zoom. I don't know why that happens, but at times um, I've seen that whenever I am in Chrome and I open my Zoom, it kind of sometime creates a problem. Anyways, so I hope you can hear me now well, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is you can just come in here, you can register in this particular section. When you do that, you will be getting the access to this particular application. So I will quickly log in and I will let you know how it is done.
Souvik is again breaking.
The application. Once you logged into the application, the first thing that you should be doing is you should be joining the Slack channel. Okay, so what I'm saying is we have a Slack channel which is very, very active. And I need everyone of you to join this channel. Okay, so this is my Slack channel, and I need everyone to be a part of that. You can see this is my Slack channel for Wisdom QA trainings. And you can see from September, I have created all these different channels, and each and every channel are very, very active. So you see right now, parallelly, I'm also working with September month batch. And you can see that every one of these students, they are interacting with us through the channel. They are writing the code and then we are fixing it. Like Gagan replies back, I reply back. And every one of them, we are so active in the channel. This is going to be your primary mode of communication with me and Gagan. This channel is highly monitored, right? For you guys, I have a channel which is November. Okay, when you join that particular link, you will be getting into the general channel of Wisdom QA trainings, like the general channel that we have here. And then from there, I will be pulling you guys into the November batch channel. This is going to be our channel. I think Joanna has just joined. Okay, so every one of you primary mode of communication. Whenever you have a problem, you can post your problem in this channel, and then we will be immediately getting you back with some kind of a resolution or whatever is needed for that, right? And then if it is not possible to solve your problem with a chat, then you can create a calendar invite for me and Gagan, and then any one of us will be immediately joining you and solving the problem for you. This is a unique support that I'm giving you, which is something that you will never find in any other training company which is there right now. They will provide you a live training. They will provide you some videos. That's fine, but they will not be giving you a live support that you need during the week, because your during the week is a time that you're going to spend towards learning, and you will definitely face a roadblock, which is something you need to either go and Google and figure it out, or you are totally stuck. I don't want you guys to get stuck. Yeah, I'm really glad that every one of you are joining slowly. That's really good. Okay, so every one of you, please join this channel, and we will discuss about the technical situation or issues over here. Okay, so that's that. Once you are done with this channel, registering to the channel, you can start the course. Okay, and also, by the way, we have the subscribe options for YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can go and subscribe to our YouTube channel at least, because right now we have one course which is full stack test automation, where you guys are joining, but in the same page later on I will be adding more courses on performance testing, on JavaScript testing, and I will be listing all of them here. So if you are subscribing to the YouTube channel, okay, then what will happen is you will get a notification immediately, because I will be posting my YouTube advertisement, or some kind of a discussion about JavaScript based things, testing, and then you can quickly join that. So that is where it is, right? And then you can start the course. So when you're starting the course for the first time, for the first week, you will be landing into Wisdom QA introduction. When you click on, just give me a minute. So when you come in here, you just say course content, right? When you click on the course content for you guys for the first time, you will just be seeing this Wisdom QA introduction and week one, only this much. You will just see this much. Okay, you won't see anything beyond that because I told you that I control what I show you. I don't want to give you everything at once and make you guys confused. No, that is not how it is working. You need to learn things step by step. Okay, once you're totally convinced with the week number one completely, then you learn about week number two. And that's how it goes on, right? So for example, week number one, you go in here and you choose to watch the first or second video, and then you can just click on this section. You will be in this page where I have the video recording. Sorry, why is this guy coming up here? Skip. Oh, I think it is coming from this panel. That's fine. So once you coming here, right, you will see a small introduction of the topics that are being covered in this particular video. Okay, you can watch it right there from the menu itself. It takes few seconds to bring that menu, so don't unnecessarily keep on clicking. Just click on it once. It takes few seconds, like 1 second or 1.5 second to idly open the menu. You open the menu, and what is Java, difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM, setting up Eclipse. These are the topics, and you can click on any one of them that will launch the respective topic for you right here. In this topic, you have a video link that is talking about the whole video, whole topic that are covered for this particular video. Everything is explained very well. And then you have a link over here, which is the assignment link, the Google Drive. You click on the Google Drive link, that will take you to a Google Drive folder. In the Google Drive folder, you will see few documents. One document is basically the presentation, the same presentation that is discussed in the video. That presentation is given to you, which you can use it for your reference, obviously. And then you have assignments. Each and every video will have around 8 to 10 assignments, which you have to complete. Once you're done with the assignment, you need to upload the assignment into the Google Drive. So for example, I can show you, let me quickly show you. In here, you can see that. Okay. Anisha, it could be like, some initial glitches that I have. Is it continuously breaking or you're able to hear me out?
Not continuously, Souvik, once in a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but let's go on with it, okay? For
Okay.
now, I'll see. Maybe next week it'll be better. Um, just a sec. Okay, so you can see in my drive, you can see that I have Wisdom QA classes, and you can see that from December onwards, I have different folders. And then I'll open up the May month batch, and you can see that in this folder, all my students are providing assignments that I have given to them. They are completing the assignments and they're uploading it over here. Okay, they upload their version of assignment. I randomly pick up some of the assignments and see if they are doing it right. And then I provide them with my version of assignment, the same assignment. You can see I am providing my assignments weekly basis to justify whatever the actual solution to the assignments, I'm giving it to them. So these practical assignments are very useful to every one of them. So this is exactly I was trying to talk to you about in terms of how the assignments are done. Now, this assignment is there, and if you go a little bit down, you have a coding panel. Why this coding panel is important? Whatever I am covering in the video, that same information is being projected in the coding panel over here, and you can ideally click on this play button and you can see the program that is going to be executed in front of you. By looking at this black section, the console, by looking at the execution, by looking at the code, you will get to know that what exactly I'm trying to talk you about or walk you through about. And then you can copy this piece of code and you can put it into your own development environment, and then you can run the code as well. Okay, it's a very easy way to kind of quickly understand the program I'm trying to teach you, and you can also execute with that, right? On top of that, when you click on the switch for assessment, you will see a quiz panel popping up. The quiz panel is going to be simply multiple choice questions, many multiple choice questions, only focused for this particular video. Okay, so this quiz panel will give you a very good understanding about that particular topic which I have covered for you. And then at the end, you enter your name and your email address and you click on submit. As soon as you do that, I will be getting a notification in my phone. You will also know your score right here in this panel, and you will know that where do you stand. If it's too bad, you can go for the quiz one more time. I will also get to know that where do you stand in terms of this particular video. And if it's too bad, then I will probably reach out to you and explain you that the issues that you're facing, right? This is how the assessment, assignment, and training is laid out. Okay, so until now, I'm talking for almost like 50 minutes now. Until now, do you have any questions for me, or do you have any concerns, or do you think that it can be done better, or what are your thoughts? I would like to hear from probably Alice. You are quite senior in terms of testing domain, so you can definitely give me your feedback. What do you think?
I'm absolutely fine. I've been trying to do this on my own, so
Mhm.
yeah, I can follow everything that you're doing.
Mhm.
So I'm happy with it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, I'll go to Eric. What do you think, Eric?
Okay, no, in my case, I don't have question, but I watched your first class on the platform.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yes, it's
Thank you.
nice.
All
Thank
right, perfect. Perfect. You're able to understand the classes and everything?
you. Sorry?
The topics I have explained in the class, are you able to follow them properly?
Yes, the topic I understand
Perfect,
very,
perfect.
very well. No problem.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you. Joanna, you raised your hand. Tell me.
Yeah, just on the topics that are being covered, in
Uh-huh.
general, it seems like quite a large spread of different skills, I think,
It is.
which is a good thing. But I think like in the actual job, like if you're kind of spread over multiple, tools and technologies, is you can't really be an expert in any one thing. You're sort of a jack of all trades, and how is that going to work when you're in the actual position?
Mhm. You have to be a jack of all trade. You absolutely have to be a jack of all trade. In
Right.
QA team, you cannot say that, okay, I am just, cannot say that, because tomorrow, just a second. Tomorrow, you will get a requirement for some kind of a testing to be done in a web application, and then you need to figure it out. Like I'll tell you about my journey, right? Right now, working with Citibank, I didn't know anything at all about a tool called as Ansible, because Ansible is not something to do with automation testing. It is nothing to do with automation testing. It is IT automation. What do you mean by that? IT automation means that you can deploy an entire software for a large company like Citibank in a click of a button. What do I mean by that? Probably some of you didn't understand. Let me just try to give you a quick understanding. So for example, I'm trying to work on a software deployment. For example, you can say any web application could be application like Expedia, right? You are asked to deploy Expedia application in the production. Okay, what will you do? You have to be creating a distributed architecture. What do you mean by that? You need to, it means that you will be having, for example, 3 or more different boxes or servers. In each one of them, you have to deploy Expedia. In each one of them will be different nodes. Okay, they are different nodes. Okay, so why different nodes are important? Nodes are important because you cannot have one single server in one location. Suppose you are trying to access Expedia from Europe. You must be having your local server that can cater to all the users coming from Europe. You must be having 1 or 2 for US. You must be having 1 or 2 for India, right? So these are called nodes. Each and nodes means nothing but simple system or simple server in which you have to deploy the Expedia, and just not the Expedia as an application. You have to deploy database, which is going to be a distributed. You have to deploy many other dependent systems in a global scale. Now this is called an IT automation. If you want to do this manually, like going to each and every box and set up each and everything, each and every system, it's just not about installing a software. It's about installing the software and then making a lot of different file changes depending on whatever the application is, right? If you want to do it in all the servers, maybe globally, there could be like maybe 100 servers only for Expedia. Okay, and that is only for production. Think about it. That is only for the production environment, which will be user facing. But what about for UAT? What about for dev? Every other instances of the application will have a similar distributed architecture. Right now, I'm deploying a system in my company that is having internal application. It's not an external application. It's an internal application, and I am deploying 72 servers. Okay, and I'm trying to do it with one single click. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I have never done this. And when I joined the job, they didn't tell me that this is something that I have to do from the day one. They got me in, they said you have to do it. How? You figure it out. I was able to pull this through only because of one thing. That is my strong experience in programming. Because everything is written in program. This language Ansible is totally a different language altogether. Nothing to do with Java or JavaScript or whatever it is. I was able to pull this through because I was having good experience in programming. So what I'm trying to say here is you have to be jack of all trade. You cannot say that I am just going to be working in API testing, or I'm going to be just working in web application automation. No. Okay, you will later on figure it out that how can you engage together like core Java, Selenium WebDriver, TestNG, and then page object model, external reporting, and then just a sec. And then probably you're talking about, yeah, I cannot really slide it. But anyway, you have to know how to work with REST API automation. You need to understand how to engage with all different tools together to make that application. And by the way, let me make this very clear for every one of you guys. If you don't know Core Java, if you don't know Core Java, Selenium WebDriver, TestNG, Cucumber, page object model, external reporting, REST API automation, GitHub, Maven, if you don't know this, I'm sorry to say you are not going to be considered as a test automation engineer. Forget about SDET profile. SDET is much higher than that. Software development engineer in test and development. If you're not understanding all these tools together, how they work together, okay, if you don't know how to work with GitHub, you don't know how to work with Maven, then you cannot call yourself as a software test engineer, which is one level down the SDET profile. So these tools are absolutely necessary. And I'm not saying this. You go, you do your own research in the Google, you look for the job spec. I will be playing, I don't know how many of you guys have heard from Joanne. I will quickly play this and she will let you know. She just recently found a job. I'm really happy for her. She got a job. Dilip got a job. He is working for Paddy Power. She got a job. She's joining from next week, I think. Daniel got a job. Okay, they are from my May month batch. I'm right now training, and now right now I'm trying to get my students from July batch to get a job. Okay, Shubhan and Tom, they are still working in the same company, but they are right now working in test automation team. They were a part of manual testing team, and right now they're working in test automation team. Okay, so Hector is trying to find a job, right? Anyways, this is how it is laid out. I'm gonna play this guy, her review, and she will tell you.
Hi, my name is Joan.
Just a minute. I need to do something with this. Okay, and one more thing. Let me know if you guys are able to hear her. I think you should be able to hear her.
I'm a software engineer who has been working in QA for 3 years. I joined the Wisdom QA Advanced Engineering course in full stack automation testing as part of the May 2020 class. I had tried to make the transition from manual testing to automation testing, but when I looked for jobs in automation testing, I found that companies were looking for someone who had hands-on experience with a range of automation tools. I had read a book about Cucumber and written some Selenium and Cucumber tests for features, but I still felt in the dark about how applications interacted with the tests and each other, and I did not feel confident about putting myself forward for automation testing roles. I had looked for courses in automation testing, but all I could find in my locality was a day-long course to teach you Selenium, which cost almost €2,000. I happily came across the Wisdom QA course through a recruiter's post on LinkedIn and was delighted to see that it covered everything I might need to realistically apply for an automation testing role. It even covered core Java concepts, continuous integration, and project management tools. I'm nearly finished the course now and I cannot recommend it enough. We've covered everything that the course advertised, along with hands-on experience. There are detailed videos every week which go through setting up your system, testing and troubleshooting, combined with assignments for the topics that allow you to build up your confidence with the material. There's an online class on Saturday where everyone can participate and we can go through any issues we have had with the material. As well as that, there is a Slack channel where we can share problems and solutions. If we cannot figure it out, Suvik helps us out. Our teacher Suvik has come through with everything he has promised and more. He is more like a mentor than a teacher. He knows his stuff inside out and explains things in a way that you actually understand why you are doing something, and he will explain even further if you are not getting it. Not only are you taught how to do things, but the ideas stick with you so you can be logical in your approach. I could not have built up the knowledge I now have in this amount of time without this course. I'm looking at the job spec for roles now and I'm able to tick off many of the skills they are looking for. I feel confident to tackle technical challenges for automation testing roles. I really enjoy automation testing now and I am excited about becoming an automation tester. Thank you, Suvik, for helping us accomplish this and for your ongoing support.
Okay, so let me quickly go back to my Not here. Okay. So you heard from her, and you know she was able to find a job. I can just show her message. Just give me a second, Joan, and you can see, yeah, I got a job as a QA engineer in a company called Patient Empower. Okay, they make software that helps people with chronic condition to manage their symptoms to reduce hospital checkup visits. They only have manual testing at the moment. They want to start automating their tests, which is where I come in. So the point is, I'm happy that my students are finding a job in the market, because sooner the better you must be learning the tools and technologies and getting yourself into test automation field, right? So she got a job, Daniel got a job, this guy Dilip got a job, and they are slowly pulling it through, all of them. I can also play a review from Ipshita. She's from July month batch. Where are you, Ipshita? Here. Okay, so I just want to play this for you guys.
Hi, I am Ipshita Mukherjee. I am a student of July 2020 batch. I am a manual tester and I want to switch my career from manual tester to automation testing. This course is structured in such a way that is relevant to today's automation market, so that structure attracted me a lot. Souvik is an amazing educator. Every week he releases 2 to 3 videos with assignments. I did this assignment and that builds a confidence that actually helps me to enhance the in-depth knowledge of those topics. And every week he conducts one live session where you can share all your doubts and he will clear all your doubts in a very simple way. And that doubt clearing session helps me a lot. As a manual tester, I was out of touch of programming and coding. But after completing this course, I am much confident than earlier. This course covers almost all types of automation related tools and technologies. So I will 100% definitely recommend this course. Whoever want to switch their career from manual tester to automation tester or start their career as an automation tester. Thanks a lot.
So I think you have heard them all saying the same thing in terms of the training that is being conducted as a part of test automation, as a part of tools QA. Sorry, my bad, as a part of Wisdom QA. And yeah, so that's how it is done, right? So you need to answer your question, Joanne, that we need to understand all these tools. Absolutely yes, because you need to stand out in the market. You will find some of the testers or manual testers who probably have learned automation testing from either YouTube or Udemy or some places, or maybe they have done some coding in their existing companies, but they don't know how to implement a test automation framework. The first question you will go for an interview, right? The first question they will ask you, what framework have you used? What framework have you used? Have you used? Just say used. They haven't, they will probably not say you have you implemented or you have implemented. They will not even say that. They'll say, what framework have you used? Now, with that question, if you want to really properly answer them, this is what you're going to say. You're going to say, I have a framework which runs on either TestNG or Cucumber. Okay, depends on which framework you choose. However, TestNG or Cucumber, I extracted data, test data from, say, you can say JSON file or Excel file. Okay. Third, I manage the dependencies. So dependency management Maven. Design pattern I used is design pattern I used is page object model. And they will say, where did you keep your code? You'll say, I kept my code in GitHub, right? And then they will say, all right, everything is fine. How did you execute your code? You will say, I have executed it through Jenkins via Docker containers. Now, as soon as you say this, right? If you're able to say this, you see, I didn't even talk about API testing. I didn't talk about mobile application automation. I didn't talk about those two. Even then, if you just simply answer this the way I have structured, if you say this, they have 6 different topics to grill you now, right? So you need to be super confident to be a part of a test automation team, and you have to learn it from the scratch. This is where this course comes in. And what I want to show you is that, just a second. Okay, for some reason, my system got stuck. Just a minute, guys, my system got stuck suddenly. Weird. Okay. I will quickly close the window. My goodness. Work with. Okay. Yeah, now it is coming back slowly. Okay, now it's coming back. All right. So let me quickly clear my drawings. Let me quickly clear my drawings, and I'll go back to my application. Okay. So what exactly I'm saying is that this course is basically built for 4 months because there are 12 different modules that I teach. Okay, one step by step as I have mentioned to you, right? And then for the first month, as I have mentioned earlier in the call or even in the website, I'm clearly mentioning that for first month, which is around 35 hours of course, I'm giving it to you for free to kind of understand the way I'm teaching, right, end to end, to basically let you guys get accustomed with my teaching style, the assignments that I'm giving you, how you're able to complete it, how the support you're getting from me, everything, right? You will be able to experience it even before you make the judgment. Once you are happy with the 1 month of free session for the advanced topics to be covered, the fees that I'm charging is $5.99, which is actually the quarter of the fees that is being charged by any other training company who is providing this kind of training. Not even this, they're probably giving you 25% of what I'm giving. You heard Joanne said that she's from Cork or Limerick probably, and there are a few classes like a boot camp or a live boot camp where they're charging you €2,000 for a day or 2 day boot camp, something like that. So that is absolutely weird. I don't know why would somebody charge like that, crazy. But anyways, the fees is $599 for 4 months, 150 hours of training, the support that I provide. On top of that, you can see that every student who gets along with me, I help them to prepare their CV. See, I prepared a CV for Ipshita. Okay. I prepared CV for another lady in the July batch, Fran. Where is her CV? Here. Okay. I prepared the CV. I get them ready for the test automation training. I mean, test automation interview. I help them with the mock interviews. Okay. And that's how they get trained and then they get placed. This is my ultimate motive, to get you guys placed. And for that, whatever it takes, I'm happy to support. And that is the introduction that I wanted to give you from my side, right? Now, I would like to quickly go for a quick round of introduction from every one of you, and just let me know that where do you stand in this current situation, like what is your goal to be in test automation? What do you do right now? What kind of experience do you have? And whatever I just said so far in today's session, what do you think about it? If you can quickly let me know. So I can just start with Alice. Alice, you can just let me know.
Hi. Yeah, I worked for a year and a half in Davy Finance doing manual testing, and we're very, very quickly moving into automation. And it goes at a very, very fast pace. And with even what I was doing, like manual testing, you could be given anything and you had to figure it out for yourself, and it's the same in automation. And it goes very fast at a fast pace too. So
Sure.
I really appreciate what you're doing, Suvik, and I'm very happy with it.
Thank you. Thank you, Alice. All right, I'll go to Anisha. Anisha, do you want to introduce
Yeah.
yourself?
Hi, Shavik. Hi, all of you. I have around 10 years experience in the field of quality assurance, and currently I'm working as a test lead. Sorry, I was working as a test lead, and due to the pandemic, my role has been made redundant. And it's very tough to get a job in manual testing because I was completely into manual testing and test management. But without automation tools, the market is really, really, doesn't understand your CV. So I'm really looking forward for this course, and I hope I land a job very soon. Thank you, Sovik.
Thank you, Anisha. All right, I'll go to Akub. Could you please come online? Thank you.
Hey,
Hi.
hi everyone. So this is Akib here. I have 4 years of experience in BFSI domain and mostly in banking domain. I was working as a functional tester, and I have worked on few of the sprints in automations, like working on the regression suites. And I've last year I've completed my master's in data analytics. Currently, I'm not able to find any of the role in data analytics or machine learning field because they need a relevant experience in that job role. So that's the reason I want to upgrade my skills. Even though I have some automation experience, but it's not it's not that advanced experience I have. So I want to participate in this course to get more advanced skills in automation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Akub. I'll go to Eric. Eric, if you just kind of introduce yourself.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, my name is Eric. I'm from Colombia. I have experience in the QA approximately for 9 years, and I want to I want but to I try the best practice to perform in the automation area.
Okay. And what challenges are you facing? I mean, are you able to work with all the tools and technologies which I'm trying to show you here, or you have a gap in your understanding?
Yes, I work with some technologies that, but I work. I don't work all time with automation.
Okay.
I need to work with manual testing, but I want I would like to get a new job in in Ireland.
Yeah. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Welcome.
You're welcome.
I'll go to Fatima. Fatima.
Hi, yeah, Fatima here. I have a experience of 10 plus years in manual testing, and I would like to switch my career to automation because I've seen like job applications coming for manual and automation testing, and I'm lacking in automation. So I would like to do this course so that I have confidence in coding, like so that my career will
Thank
work.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you. Welcome. All right. I'll go to James. Hi, James.
Hi, Suba. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah. I just felt would like to join the course because I've been working in test and QA for many years, and as part of one of my recent projects there, an agile project, we were trying to automate some of the tests. So I'd like to kind of get up to speed of how it works. I've kind of using tools like Selenium and API automation and things like that. So that's why I'm here anyway. I'd like to learn the basics so that I can bring it into my own job then and build up a framework and understand automation a bit better. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, James. I'll go to Joanna.
Hi. Yeah, so I've been working in QA for about 7 years, and just from unfortunate circumstances, I've been kind of pigeonholed into manual testing. I was always kind of the only QA on the teams that I was working on. So for my whole career, I didn't have much in the way of mentorship. I have been trying to learn automation by myself, but it's quite difficult without any mentorship. You kind of hit a plateau very quickly. So a lot of my struggle is, I suppose, troubleshooting technical issues, learning GitHub and Jenkins and that kind of thing. I've done, I have a degree in computer game development, so I have a background in coding already, but getting to grips on all the modern tools like Jenkins and Docker and all of that is where I'm kind of at a block. So this course looks like it's just what I need to kind of fill that skill gap.
Exactly. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, John. Welcome. I'll go to Matthew. Matthew, you can introduce.
Hey, Suvik. So I have 6 years experience. I'm currently contracting with AXA. I have 6 years experience as a manual tester. Basically, like I'm commuting to go to Dublin for work from the countryside, and any position that I apply for, say in Limerick or Kilkenny or these places, all require some level of automation experience. So this is why I'm doing this course, really to upskill in automation so I can prepare for any future roles that I may apply for. So I'm looking forward to getting started with it. Thanks a million.
Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. I'll go to Susan. Can't hear you, Susan. Susan, I'm not able to hear you. There's some background noise. No. Your voice is fimble. I don't know why. It's quite heavy and not able to understand. No. I think you need to change your mic. Not able to hear. And I don't think anybody is able to hear. Okay. In the meantime, I can. Yeah, exactly. In the meantime, I can go to Santosh. Santosh, can you?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Santosh. Go on.
Yeah. Hello, Saruk, and hello, everyone. My name is Santosh. Right now I'm currently doing my master's in Germany. So next, most probably I'll be finishing my master's in next 6 months. So I'm planning to go into the test automation field. Already have worked as a manual tester for 2 years in an MNC. So I hope this course will be helping me like into getting a job into test automation specialist. So the one of the main reason is like I just need a mentor who can guide me throughout the journey, so I can able to find improve it. That's the main reason I wanted to do this course. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll go to Sindhu. Sindhu Bharat Kumar. I didn't really get the name. Um, Sindhu?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Savik. Hello, everyone. I'm Sindhu. So, I have like 3 years of experience in manual testing, and I am currently working as a system tester for a media based company in London. Currently, I'm on maternity break. So, even though I work in automation, I'm not much confident in what I'm doing. So, I would like to upgrade my skills. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Thank you, Sindhu. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And then finally, I'll go to Syed. Syed, could you please introduce?
Hi everyone. This is Syed. So I have 10 years of experience in mainframe development, and then I have experience in manual testing as well. So currently in mainframes, there is less amount of opportunities in the market, and the reason I want to do this course is to upgrade myself and find a better opportunity in automation, which suits my profile as well. So that's the reason I want to take up this course, to get a good job and a good opportunity and to sustain in market for a long while.
Thank you. Thank you, Syed. Every one of us, right, we are all in the same boat. We're trying to sustain and upskill and then stay in the IT field for longer. And yeah, I think we are all in the same situation. So thanks for the introduction, guys. I will quickly then let you know that we are meeting back. I'm going to let you guys go today because I don't have anything else to really share. We're just
So
going to go and get started with the class immediately. Yeah, Akub, please go on.
Hello, Shovik. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
you close on, I just had few questions.
Please go on. Please go on.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry. Yeah.
so basically, I have seen that we have some videos on API testing. So that's only using Rest Assured or by Postman as well.
No, I initially start with the Postman because Postman will give you an understanding of how to
Okay.
manually test an API, and then we
Correct.
convert that to a REST assured based framework. Yeah. So we'll
Okay.
say start with the Postman for sure, but later on we'll go to REST assured. Yeah.
And
Learning Postman is very, very
I had
simple. It's just a normal tool.
yeah. So I had one more question. It's completely different. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to find what was the exact difference between like proper automation, functional automation testing, and RPA tools in the market. Automation anywhere and all.
Oh,
What
okay.
exactly are companies?
No,
Hello?
RPA is robot process automation.
Mhm.
Robot process automation has nothing to do with testing. We are okay. So
Okay.
you have to understand what is automation testing. We are trying to create a software that will test another software. Okay. That is the understanding of automation testing. We are trying to create a software, to implement a software to test another software. That is automation testing. And the one that you're talking about is something else. This is automation testing, right? And when I'm saying RPA or robot process automation, it means that you are trying to get rid of any manual task. Get rid of any manual task. When I'm saying manual task, in all the big industries or big companies or banks or whatever it is, they are dealing with lots and lots of data, lots and lots of files, lots and lots of paperwork, right? And that takes time. You want to remove those manual efforts and you want to get done with something much more faster. It could be like, it could be like checking two different files and then computing the difference between those two files, something like that. A person, if they want to perform that operation with comparing two different files, it could be a Word file, it could be a text file or whatever it is, it could be some logs or whatever it is. It'll take long time for them to really reconcile and figure it out what's the difference. I'm just giving you one simple example, right? With the robot process automation, I think there are some tools. I'm not really a robot process automation guy, but there are some tools already in the market.
There's automation anywhere, UI
Yeah,
automator.
exactly. No, UI automator is for Android automation, Android application automation. Not the one I'm talking about. So with those automation anywhere, I think automation anywhere is one of the tool. You can automate these kind of tasks which are manual tasks that you want to get rid of, and you want to perform everything automatically. And that has nothing to do with automation testing. In automation testing, you are testing an application with the help of some underlying tool. This is my, so what is testing? Actual, expected. If actual is not meeting expected, then that's a failed test case for you. That kind of structure can be done with test automation or the tool that we will be learning. Robot process automation is totally a different ballgame with some that is not covered here. Any other question that you have?
Yeah, thank you. That's all.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, please go on. I'm sorry.
Shavik, Syed here. So would you be sharing the week 1 session after this meeting? Or,
Yeah, it is already there. As soon as you log into the application, you go and click on the course content, this 4 dots, you get the menu open and you will have your week 1 ready for you.
Okay.
If you have an account with the Wisdom QA, you have, by default, it will be having week 1 for you ready.
Okay.
So you can start watching the videos and you can start completing the assignments and you can start putting them into the Google Drive folder. What I will do is, after the class is over, I'm going to send you guys the link, an email with the Google Drive information where you guys have to submit your assignments. You create a folder on your name and then upload the assignment that you complete. Right, and that's how I will pick up some of the assignments, and then next week we meet back, and then we are going to simply walk through all the topics that are covered in the week 1. In the week 1, there is 4 videos, but for rest of the week, rest of the whole session, we have just 3 videos per class or per week. We have 3 videos per week. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Any other question, guys? Any other questions?
Savik, James here. I
Yeah,
have to
go on.
drop. I have to drop off now, so
No problem.
I'll just start looking at the exercise then when I get
Right.
a chance later on.
You have an account already, right?
I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Just open it up, just start looking at the videos. And the best thing is I will be sending you the link for my calendar, Gagan's calendar. You have a problem, you just book a call with us. First and foremost, you can just send a text in the chat, and then Gagan will be able to respond to you back. And if that is not solved through a chat, then you can jump in a call, and then that'll be easy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Because
great. Thanks.
thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, Souvik.
Hi.
So the week one videos covers the things which you will be teaching next week, right? The basics of Java and everything, right?
Exactly. So the idea is that
yeah,
I give you the videos first. You go through it, you complete the assignments, you gather up your questions that you want to ask me in the live session. I will cover up all the topics that are covered in the week one, and then I will answer all the questions that you have gathered in the whole week. So that you are, I mean, when you're coming for the class, you're well prepared about the topics that are being discussed in the class, right?
Okay.
That's the idea. Yeah, go on. Is that your question or?
Yeah, that was my question. This is because I worked in Java long back, 7-8 years back. So
don't worry.
I'm starting.
I will be starting from scratch, like from installing Java, what is Java, setting up the environment, everything. You don't have to really bother about it. Just follow the steps and you will be good.
Sure. Thank you, Souvik.
No problem. Yeah, please go on.
Shovik, are we using Eclipse IDE or any other IDE?
We are using Eclipse, but I don't really have any problem to you to use IntelliJ as well. It's absolutely fine. Later on in the course itself, when I'm going to discuss about Android, I think I switched to IntelliJ, but the initial level it's Eclipse. It wouldn't make any difference ideally.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So any other question, guys? Okay. I think everyone is then fine. All right, cool. So in that case, I think I will let you guys go, and I will be then meeting you guys. I will be sending a mail to you after the class. By end of today, you will get a mail with all the information about the class and next week, and the Google Drive link and calendar and everything. And guys, please join the Slack channel right now. I see. Gagan, can you check how many people are there in the Slack?
Sorry, did you send a link to join the Slack on the email?
Yeah, if you go to the first page, right, in the dashboard page. My system is again stuck. Just a minute. If you go to the first page, right?
Okay, so I need to log into Wisdom QA on the first page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it right away.
As soon as you go to the dashboard page, there is a section on the top. It says join the Slack channel.
Okay, I'll do it.
You click on that and you will be joining the Slack channel with your email ID.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's pretty much for today then. We will meet back next week, same time, 10 o'clock. Please try to be on time, okay, 10 o'clock. By 10:05, I start the class for sure, right? So yeah, that's how it will start then. All right. Thank you, guys. And I will see you in the Slack channel. Please ask me any question. I'll ping you guys as well. I'll be waiting for your response. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Bye,
Souvik.
everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.